Today I will be explaining why the death penalty is unconstitutional and why it should be abolished. In 1972, the death penalty actually was ruled unconstitutional because it was considered cruel and unusual punishment, and there was no set way of determining who did and did not get sentenced to death. And then for 4 years, the United States did not sentence anybody to death, but unfortunately in 1976, another court case made it to the Supreme Court, and the defense attorney, they set up some new rules and regulations to decide who does and does not receive the death penalty, and then it was ruled constitutional and it was implemented back into our American criminal justice system. As a criminal justice major, I have 3 main points as to why I believe it is unconstitutional and why it should be abolished yet again. My first one is that it is unconstitutional. It violates American citizens' 8th Amendment and their 14th Amendment. The 8th Amendment protects us from cruel and unusual punishment. The ACLU's article, The Case Against the Death Penalty, explains how it calls the death penalty a relic as to how governments punished criminals many years ago. So like public hangings, the guillotine, and like an eye for an eye, things like that. We think of those as torture methods, but in reality, those have just evolved into what we have today for capital punishment. The death penalty also violates American citizens' 14th Amendment, which is due process, which protects the accused throughout their journey in the criminal justice system. This violates due process because once we execute the accused, there's no way to bring them back to court if new evidence was found. My next point is that it is very racially biased. I'm going to read off some points right here. These are from the Death Penalty Information Center. It says that 34.1% of defendants executed since 1976 were black and 55.8% were white. But when you look at the demographics of the United States, and I'm getting these numbers from the United States demographic statistics, only 12.3% of our population is black and 75.1% are white. So in reality, those numbers should be much closer, but unfortunately, they're not. These statistics just show how corrupt our criminal justice system is towards people of color. My last main point is that it does not deter more crime from happening. So in 2019, I see that gets so long ago. In February of 2019, I got to listen to a keynote speaker talk at a Model UN that I attended, and she really dove in and explained how if people want to commit crimes, they are going to do it no matter what, and the punishment does not scare them. Many people believe that the death penalty does scare people from committing crimes, but in reality it doesn't. I tried to find statistics in those 4 years as to when we didn't have the death penalty compared to when we do, and like crime rates, and I couldn't find anything. Like, you would think if the death penalty did deter crime rates would have gone down in 1976, but I couldn't find any statistics like that. In conclusion, I believe we should abolish the death penalty again, because the people that are being executed, they have mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and they they are still love people, and just because they're criminals, or they might not even be criminals, they could have been wrongfully convicted for the crimes that they're being sentenced to death for. They have loved ones, and there's no reason why the United States government should take another life away from people that love each other. The death penalty is 100% permanent, and there's no way to reverse it. And with our criminal justice system grows every day, and we get new technologies, and there's new ways to actually find out who commits crimes. So the people that are being sentenced to death that were innocent, there's no way of bringing them back, when in the future there will be ways to find who was killed was actually innocent. Thank you so much for listening.